Hello lads and ladettes, happy Friday. This is Boxing Day. This is going to be released. I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas. Going to be a slightly different type of video today, just a bit more informative video. I'm going to be showing off every single character's awakening now that SCR has been released, Silver Chariot Requiem. To finish off the year, I can do a 2025 awakenings of every single character. Also to get that information out there online, just if everyone is curious and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but I knew they got rid of it, but apparently got patched back in. I think that you are able to see everyone's awakening now, and you don't have to get them to 9 stars. So I just want to quickly make this video before it gets deleted again. So that's going to be today. I'm just going to be going off simple, easy. Just going to be showing off every single character's awakening, and I mean every single character that can be awakened, so everyone that can go past 9 stars. So even the low valor, wit, and morale, all the way to the union and even oracle. Now, the beginning of this list is going to be, all the valor, all the morale, basically, all the wit, somewhat, and it's going to get mixed up during them because some characters are higher level than others. So that means they are going to they're going to go higher up in the list. So potentially we're going to see a union or a hermit character before we get to the human list, even in morale and stuff like that. That's just because of the leveling. It's going to be alright. I'll cover all the characters, don't you worry. So to start us off with, we're going to start off with Shigekyo. So their ability, of course, you need to awaken them, is one of them. They get the initial 20 rage. First ability is harvest, increases the healing to 162% skill healing. The next ability is the plus 10% healing effect. Initial rage 30. Then when he heals, dispel 3 debuffs from the target, which is honestly not a bad ability at all. Then the final one is grants HP shield to all allies when he goes and uses his rage attack. And then finally, awakening is probably going to be all the same, but maybe some little differences. 20% plus healing effect, 20% cold control resistance for 4 rounds when team HP drops below 60%. So really, just as soon as the team goes 60%, going to really heal up the team. So that is Shigekyo. And it's going to be as simple as this. We're just going to rattle them off real quickly. Bug Eaten, his first ability, of course, is initial rage 20. His next one is 145% rage skill damage. Then it is 10% speed buff, initial rage 30. His second ability is his ability cast defense reduction. Not bad at all, especially for the AoE attacks. His next one is 35% crit rate and 10% damage on poison targets. Really benefit from that poison team comp with Fugo and Cioccolata. The set snipe ability, and then to finish off the awakening burst, 25% damage, 15% crit rate, and for 4 rounds starting round 3. So it's sort of that awakening burst, of course, is that as soon as his round 3, it's when stuff hits the fan. Next person is Cioccolata. I'm going to run out of my voice beforehand. Of course, initial rage 20, 304% rage skill with Green Day, his rage ability. Oh, it sucks. He used to be a glory. He used to be so good. He has fallen from grace. Everyone loved this ability. Not anymore, unfortunately. Next is plus 10% damage, and then initial rage 30. His next ability comes in as a 50% chance to cast another stack of poison. So his first ability, I believe, casts poison or venom, depending each one. So then only 50% chance to cast 2 stacks, which honestly isn't bad, but 50%, not a bad, an idea for it, but 50% chance is quite low. Even though it's 50%, it's still alright. His next one is 30% damage on targets with poison. That poison build is really going to be popping off, I tell you, if you can. That is a lot to invest in, but still not bad. And then, of course, Awakening Burst, 25 damage, 15% crit rate for 4 rounds starting round 3. The next character is Secco. There's 49 characters, bear with me. Initial rage 20, of course, 34% or 304 rage skill damage with his Oasis, 10% damage reduction, and then initial rage 30. Second ability is grants trickle healing to self and one random ally when he uses his ability. Honestly, not that bad of an ability, just keep people healthy. His next one is plus 15% damage reduction and 15% control resistance, which is okay. And then probably the tank ability, Awakening Tenacity, 20% damage reduction plus 20% heals taken for 4 rounds once HP drops below 50%. That is Secco. Trish, initial rage 20, of course, 440% rage skill damage, recovers 10% damage, recovers 10% damage dealt HP. So whenever she does damage, she gains 10% damage, 10% HP from it. It seems like of the damage, 10% of the damage dealt. Very, very nice. Of course, plus 10% defense, initial rage 30, plus 10% HP at the start of each round if HP drops below 70. Just keep her alive a little bit longer, and then a 50% chance to parry each attack taken. And then finally, of course, 20% damage, and the same as Secco. I'll just say, Awaken Tenacity. That is that one there. Oh, damn. I accidentally went out of it, so I can't. Okay, you know what? We're going to start from the beginning. No, I'll go back to it. Whoopsies. I'm just going to have to completely soar up to Trish. Oh, I didn't mean to click out of it. Okay, that's all right. We'll get there real quick. I hope everyone is enjoying this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content, or also like Golden Stone. I tell you, we have all the characters here. I wasn't lying. We're about to go into morale. Right. Okay. White Snake. Initial rage 20, 150% rage skill damage, plus 25% on targets with less than 45 HP. So sort of just that silent assassin trying to do more damage to the weaker targets. Plus 10% speed, initial rage 30 as usual. His other one, Creature Disc, does plus 100% attack damage instead of, I believe it caps out at 85, 13 stars, or maybe 90, so it does an extra 10%. Next ability is 24% chance to cast Sleep and inherits 100% Bucci's base stats as well. And then that's his ability as well. A bit underwhelming. His Awakening Burst is 25% damage, 15% crit for... it's Awakening Burst, just the usual one there, for 4 rounds after round 3. Now, don't skip out of it this time. Bucciarati. Initial rage 30, of course, 20, of course. Sticky Fingers, 425% rage skill damage. Triggers Zipper Mark, which is an ability that he has, of course. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30, as usual. His next ability is Awaken Effect, 80% chance to cast Zipper Mark following an ally attack, max 4 times per round. Just really increasing the follow-up attack rate, and then gains control immunity at 10 stacks of chain, which is really good. The control resistance is rage resistance, and then Awakening Burst as usual. Joylne, which is the last one of the Valor. Initial rage 20. Stone free, 152 rage skill healing, inbound heal effect 10% before rage skill releases, so that's just saying that it does beforehand the healing on top of it, which is nice. Damage reduction by 10%, plus 10%, and then initial rage 30. Next ability, Aura, which is the 3 attacks she does to 3 people, is 140% damage. Then 80% chance to cast 2 stacks of Thread Imprint, which is the healing, I believe, or the damage reduction, or the damage boost. Either way, it's that ability. And then, of course, Awakening Healing. Now we're on to morale, finally. Lisa is the first one up. Initial rage is 20. 232 rage skill damage. Plus 10% crit rate. Power Awakening. Initial rage 30. 120% damage and 6% chance to cast Magic Reflect whenever she takes magic damage. Hidden Edge attack cast AC reduction, 2 stacks on male targets. Bit of a crap ability there. And then Awakening Burst as always. I hope if you have any questions in the comment, please let me know. I'm just going through these sort of just as a look, because that's all you really want to read it, not really me explaining to it, I believe. But if you do, let me know in the comments. Next is Foo Fighters. Initial rage 20 as usual. 211 rage skill healing and minus 3 random debuffs, which is a really weird way that they've put that. I think it's meant to be dispelled, but all well. Plus 10% healing effect. Initial rage 30. Minus 5% ally continuous damage taken from Ghost Heal. Converts 60% continuous damage on enemies into healing. And then finally, of course, awakening healing. Very underwhelming, like she is. Keeping up the trend, of course, why Foo Fighter is so crap. Initial rage 20, Narancia, Aerosmith, 447 rage skill damage, 100% chance to dispel all buffs on himself, which is quite interesting there. Plus 10% speed, and of course, initial rage 30. Don't lose my voice. Full wit, plus 70% bonus attack final damage, and then plus 20% Narancia attack damage with petrol bomb, and then awakening burst. The next one is Prosciutto. Initial rage 20, 143% rage skill damage, plus 10% damage, and then initial rage 30. Grants attack boost at the end of personal round, so just gains more damage there on his round, not the actual round. Gains crit chance boost after an attack, so just buffing his abilities there that he already has. I know that's what it means, but like his overall abilities, like his buff ones, and then awakening burst. Pet Shop. Initial rage 20, 304% rage skill damage, 10% control rate. Initial rage 30, his second ability, 35% chance to cast stun with ice launch, a chain protection, plus 15% speed if HP is below 30, plus 15% damage reduction if HP is above 30, and then below 30 is damage reduction, and then awakening burst. William Zeppeli, initial rage 20, 222 rage skill attack HP, plus, so that's his healing, plus 10% healing effect, and then initial rage 30. Grants defense boost to a random ally after rage skill release. Dispels 3 buffs from all allies. That's actually a really nice ability as well. And then, of course, awakening healing. Wamuu, initial rage 20, 447 rage skill damage, 50% chance to cast stun. Not actually a bad ability there with that one. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. Gains 3 stacks of atmosphere risk at the start of the battle. That's actually not bad because he sort of maxes out nearly. Cast heal ban with rage skill release. Not interesting, not the worst. And then awakening burst there. Joestar. Initial rage 20. 143% damage rage skill damage, 20% chance to cast Harmon Shackle. Control rate plus 10%, initial rage 30, 150% magic damage, 100% chance to cast Trap, 20% damage, basic attack damage, plus 20% basic attack damage, and then awakening burst. Jonathan Joestar. We're about to finish. Oh, we already finished morale. Oh no, we haven't finished morale. We're going to get to morale in a second. We might have skipped some characters. Don't worry, they will appear back up. Initial rage 20, 447% rage skill damage, deals bonus 8% target max HP final damage, plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30, 140% basic attack damage. Awaken effect gains Harmon Berserk once HP drops below 20%, and then awakening burst as usual. Iggy, initial rage 20, 150% physical damage, 80% chance to cast defense reduction, plus 10% crit resistant rate, initial rage 30, plus 7% damage reduction, max 8 stacks, and then 30% basic attack damage, plus 30%, and then tenacity, awakening tenacity. Whew. Okay, up to Toru. Now, we do have some morale characters, but we nearly finished the list here. I've been banging them out real quick. Initial 20. Wonder of You. 325% rage skill damage, 100% chance to cast disease times 2. A kill with this blow recovers 50% max rage. Fantastic ability right there. That is actually awesome, especially as a first one. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30. Restores HP to all allies increased to 90% of Toru's attack and applies equivalent attack equivalent exchange. Attack increased by 20%. Control resistant increased by 10%. Last 2 rounds undispellable. Stacks up to 3 times. Logic of Calamity. At the end of the personal round, -1 debuff from all allies and transfers all dispelled debuffs to a random back row target after dispelling all target debuffs. That's such a crazy ability. I love that. Logic of Calamity there. And then, of course, Awakening Burst. Risotto Nero. Initial Rage 20. 232% rage skill damage, plus 30% damage, or plus 30% more damage on raid heroes. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. 120% damage and a 70% chance to cast Control. 100% chance to gain Cheer to all allies. That's actually a great ability there. And then Awakening Burst. Cars. Initial rage 20. 447% rage skill damage. Deals bonus 25% attack final damage. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30. Plus 12% max HP. Plus 80% damage each stack of soul power. Awakening effect, 50% chance to cast Revive Band following an attack. Not bad there. And then Awakening Burst. Pretty chill, pretty easy there. Dio Brando, initial rage 20. 324% rage skill damage, 80% chance to cast Taunt, plus 10% defense. Initial rage 30. 100% chance to cast Disease, so I assume that's with most of his abilities, is then 100%, which would be crazy, or really good, I should say. 30% chance with the percent attack from all. 30% attack from all enemies for 2 rounds at the start of battle cannot be dispelled. So he must take 30% less, and then Awakening Tenacity. Dio Brando Vampire, initial rage 20. Space Ripper Stinging Eyes, 244% magical damage, 80% chance to cast Bleed and Disease, cast Cycle of Blood to top 1 top attack back row target, plus 10% crit rate. Initial rage 30. 140% damage, final damage. 6% chance to cast Vampire Spell on 2 targets, not bad. And then Awakening Burst. Avdol. Initial rage 20. Magician's Red, 150% skill damage, 100% chance to cast Burn, and 50% chance to cast Hellfire Flame or Hell Flame. Not bad. When you can increase like their stats to doing it like 100% or all the time, really, really good. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30. 75% to cast Burn with basic attacks. Awakening effect, Avdol avoids 6 death blows. If still alive, recovers 80% HP, and then Awakening Burst. Polnareff, not the good one. Initial rage 20. So I've got to go into gaming position here. Initial rage 20. 402% rage skill damage. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30. 65% chance of chase chance and 100% damage it increases to. Each kill plus 12% attack until the end of battle, max 4 stacks, so doing 48% extra damage if he gets to kill, not bad. And then Awakening Burst. That's if he gets the kill, I should say. Esidisi. Initial rage 20. 304% rage skill damage. 10% damage increase. Initial rage 30. Plus 30% damage on all targets with bleed. The bleed build be insane with him. Negative 50% healing effect on all enemies for 3 rounds. And then Awakening Burst. Mista. Initial rage 20. 447% rage skill damage. Ignores 20% defense. Plus 10% defense for himself. Initial rage 30. 100% chance to cast Bleed. Recovers 5% max HP at the start of each round. And then Awakening Tenacity. Silver Chariot Polnareff. This is what you really, really want to see. Go to Awaken. Initial rage 20. Rage skill damage increases to 475%. That's weird. Damage dealt to targets with Sword Scar increases to 25%. Wow, that is really big ability there. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30. Chariot Requiem carries the mental pressure aura while Silver Chariot is on the field. The attack of all enemies is reduced by 10%. So instead of him attacking it whenever he applying whenever he attacks, he automatically has that when he goes on the first stack. Mental projection at the start of battle applies 3 stacks of mental projection and increases max stack limit to 80%. From 8. Oh, low battery. And increases max stat by 8. New stack is 20, cannot be removed. 20 stack. That is crazy. I gotta read what the ability is after that. And then Awakening, it's now different. It's Discipline, plus 30% damage, plus 20% crit rate, plus crit damage, and then a plus 20% crit rate for 4 rounds. Starting round 3. That is absolutely crazy. He is such a broken character. I need to look at mental projection before I continue. Because he's a new character. I need to see. I assume that's it there? Mental pressure? Mental projection, sorry. Sorry, max stat is. Okay, so apparently it stacks at 8. Okay. So he can increase his attack by 20%. Okay, I think that's the whole thing there. Interesting. I need to go back to an Awakening. Here we are. Interesting. Very cool there. So, Silver Chariot Requiem. Gappy. Initial rage 20. 151 rage skill damage. 34% chance to cast stasis. 65% chance to cast damage reduction. Plus 10% control rate. Initial rage 30. 80% damage and 60% chance to cast slow. Fair trade, it revives with 75% max HP. And then Awakening Burst. Gappy and Josuke and then normal Josuke. Initial rage 20. 256 revival HP restoration with rage skill. 360% Josuke attack HP restoration. So just getting that extra healing on top of it from his rage increase, from his revive, plus 10% damage reduction. Initial rage 30. Dispels all debuffs on 2 lowest HP allies at the same time, not bad. And then 114% Josuke 4 attack HP to 3 lowest HP targets, increases healing, and then of course Awakening healing. Fugo, nearly done lads and ladettes. Initial rage 20. Purple Haze Stand, 150% rage skill damage, 34% chance to cast Root to at least one target, and 80% chance to cast Disease. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. 3 basic attack targets, so he hits 3 targets, I believe. Casts 1 stack of Disease and Poison on all enemies at the start of battle. Interesting ability there. Not a bad ability actually. Doesn't get dispelled. And then of course Awakening Burst. Diavolo. Initial rage 20. Physical damage dealt by the rage skill is increased to 232% with 100% chance to inflict bleed. King Crimson skill will be replaced with Time Erasure. Releasing Time Erasure instantly triggers the bleed effect on the target. Assault damage is increased by 447% damage. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. Time Erasure, Doppio Consummate state, duration is extended to 6 rounds, while Consummate grants Diavolo plus 10% attack and 20% damage reduction. Epitaph, initial times 2 bleed stacks, and HP reduction from Imperial Death Sentence is 150%. And then Awakening Burst. Enya. Initial rage 20. Stand Justice, 151% rage skill attack healing. 4 corpse power targets cannot be dispelled. Not bad ability there at all. Plus 10% damage reduction. Initial rage 30. 95% attack healing. 80% chance to grant death power while she heals. Evil Loyalty, plus 300% and 20% attack to all allies Corpse power cannot be dispelled. So that's sort of when she dies and gives it to everyone. And then awakening healing. Kakyoin. Let me scroll it down here. Initial rage 20. Hierophant Green Emerald Splash, 760% rage skill damage, plus 15% skill damage for each buff carried, max 120%, and then ignores 20% of target's defense for once. Not for once at one attack. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. Hierophant Pope Enchantment enhances soul prayer effects by 7%. Soul Cloud, Soul Light, Soul Meteor, Soul Flow, and Soul Ray, 30% Soul Radiance healing. Hierophant View copies one buff from Soul Prayer to the top 4 allies at the end of round, and then Awakening Burst. Jotaro. Initial rage 20. Star Platinum, 425% skill damage and 100% chance to severe injury chance, plus 10% defense. Initial rage 30. Star Platinum the world, every 2.5 HP Jotaro loses, plus 1% damage reduction for the World Guardian. Transfers 95% target damage taken to Jotaro, allows Jotaro to take only 70% damage transferred for 1 round. Star Platinum Judgment Release releases 150% stored damage, converts 10% damage dealt into HP, and then Awakening Tenacity. Gonna experience Requiem. Initial rage 20, 152% rage skill damage, deals 3% target max HP damage, ignores defense, max 3 times self attack, plus 10% self damage. Crazy. Plus 10% damage reduction. Yeah, I'm not explaining these abilities, I'm just saying what they are. Initial rage 30. Healing increased to 262%, healing effect boosted by 10% before casting. The blessing effect increases allies' attack and critical rate by 25%, while the morning effect reduces the enemy's attack and crit rate by 25%. The reduction increases to 3 rounds. And then Awakening Burst. Diego Brando. Initial rage 20%, or plus 20, sorry. Rage skill damage increases to 150% chance to apply. Disease increases to 100% chance, and the 50% damage from provocation changed to 5%. Insane awakening stats there, like for that first ability. Plus 10% defense. Initial rage 30. Scary Monster, Tail Slash damage increased from 120% to 150% chance. Stun will be changed to severely injured. The chance increased to 30%. At the start of battle, Dio applies 5 stacks of dinosaur power and increases the max HP by 20%, and then Awakening Tenacity. Gyro Zeppeli. Initial rage 20. The damage from the rage skill is boosted to 716%, and excess healing converts into a 2-round healing shield. Plus 10% healing effect. Initial rage 30. Trust in the Spin grants 4 stacks of spin healing at the start, at battle start, plus 20% crit rate against targets with aging. Skills triggered at the start of every round instead of only odd number rounds, and then Awakening Discipline, plus 30% damage, 20% crit damage, plus 20% crit rate for 4 rounds starting round 3. Funny Valentine. Initial rage 20. D4 Love Train. Rage skill damage increases to 447%. For each stack of debuffs on the target, deal extra true damage equal to 12% of the attack. Can be stacked up to 120% of attack. The chance to inflict plague and damage defense reduction increases to 90%. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. At the beginning of the battle, increase damage to all enemies to 150%. With additional defense ignoring damage equal to 7% of target's HP, cannot exceed 3 times the attack, and inflicts 1 stack of plague. Damage shield damage shield strength increases to 60%. National prosperity. When HP is below 75%, it transforms into dimensional barrier and heals 20% HP. When dimensional barrier is activated, inflicts 3 stacks of plague on all enemies. Awakening discipline. Johnny Joestar. Initial rage 20. Cavalry spin. Johnny's rage skill damage increases to 447% and it removes 2 buffs from the target. Plus 10% speed. Initial rage 30. At the start of battle, the AoE damage dealt increases to 150% physical damage and adds 3 stack of spins for himself, or infinite spin for himself. Infinite spin effect changes can release attraction smash at 12 stacks and 50% chance to only consume half the stacks. This is a great ability. And then awakening discipline. Golden experience or Giorno. 20% initial rage 20, 232% rage skill HP restoration. All allies get life-linked, goated ability, plus 10% healing effect. Initial rage 30, grants Spirit Berserk to top 5 attack allies, cannot be dispelled. Giangu Star. 270-80% Giorno's attack HP to all allies upon death. Spirit Berserk cannot be dispelled. And then Awakening Healing. And I think this is the last one here. It sure is. Koichi's abilities. Initial rage 20. 245% rage skill damage. 80% chance to cast Armor Break. And it's 100% chance on Guardians. Plus 10% damage. Initial rage 30. 100% damage and 80% chance to trigger a combo when he attacks. Koichi's presence plus 20% damage to all allies. And then Awakening Burst. I hope you all enjoyed that video, and I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a great and a Happy New Year. I'll see you all in the new year. I want to thank you very much all for supporting this content. It has nearly been a year of making videos, and it's been absolutely amazing. Thank you all for your support. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!